Comic lovers, old comic guy coming at you with another comic haul. This one is from the TNA show on Monster Comics Facebook page. That's every Friday night. And let's get right into what I got and maybe share some stories that you didn't know. First up is Avengers number 32. Pretty awesome. Really in very good shape. This is probably VG plus, VG fine, but real nice. This is number 32, first volume, 1966. This is the first appearance of Bill Foster. He wasn't Giant Man or Goliath or any of those other names yet. He was just Bill Foster. It's also the first appearance of the Sons of the Serpent and the Supreme Serpent. Writers Stan Lee, Don Heck, who also does the cover. Stan Goldberg was the colorist. One of the reasons that this is kind of, I brought up the colorist because I don't often talk about the colorist. But Stan had a really, so Stan Goldberg, I guess there's two Stans on this book. So Goldberg had a real problem. African American skin. I know we think it's like standard place, but in the comic world, at this point, this was still not done real well. Who's an example of that? Gabe Jones from the Howling Commandos. There's others. DC had their own. You know, all the companies had their own. Where it was a challenge to get brown right. That doesn't seem, with all the color choices, right? It doesn't seem as challenging now in modern times. But back then, you're mixing colors like red, blue, yellow, which is the colors that make brown, and trying to get just the right combination of them. So in this one, Goldberg used the same mixture that was used for Gabe Jones. But over time, it's going to change. And Bill Foster is going to have a more natural, or I guess it's really not natural, it's, you know, colored in a way that closer to what a human would have, right, as far as color scheme go. So that I thought was pretty interesting. And what else do we got? Oh, we got Avengers number 123. So this is another VG. Awesome Mantis. And the Zodiac, right? This is Steve Englehart. The art's by William Robert Brown and Don Heck. And the editor is Marvel, is Roy Thomas. Covers Ron Wilson, John Romita Sr., and Gasper Solidiano. This has a Marvel value stamp, and it is the Series A, so the first series, and this one is The Thing. And the value stamp's intact, so that's, you know, always a bonus when you get a book that had a Marvel value stamp. And then, what if the Avengers had never been? This is a VF, so it's really nice. Let's see, so this was 1977. Jim Shooter and Gil Kane are the writers. Gil Kane and Klaus Janson are the artists. This would be early in Klaus's career, so pretty cool. Editors Archie Goodwin, and the covers Gil Kane, Joe Sinnott, and Irv Watanabe. Interesting thing that I found very interesting reading through this is how the Wasp was written as a real airhead heiress, very like, and I guess the females at this time, right? So this is 77. A lot of the stories have them talked down to, and like, I mean, I was there and I don't recall it being that way, but they definitely, I mean, obviously I'm not clueless. I do know what's going on, but like I don't recall it being as prominent. Like every conversation she is talked to, like she is just clueless. It is, and more worried about fashion than like everything. And I just think that's really, I don't know, poorly done. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not clueless. I do know that those things crept into conversations, but I don't remember it being as like every line of a conversation seems to be that way in this book. I was just kind of like, wow. And it just kind of caught me off. Got another What If the Avengers Defeated Everybody. This one's a VG. Pretty nice. And this one is from number 29, right? 29, 1981. Covers Michael Golden. Editor is Tom DeFalco at this time. Writer is Stephen Grant. And when I saw that, I thought, I wonder if that was a pseudonym for somebody. And I don't know. I was like, why do I think that? Why, and then I looked into it. It's not. And I thought, why did I think that? And then I thought, oh yeah, Moon Knight's billionaire playboy name was Stephen Grant. Yeah. Just, this is not that person, clearly. The art was Alan Kuperberg and Al Gordon. In the main story, I guess I should mention there were 3 stories in this. That was the main story. Search for the Great Refuge was an early meeting of the Eternals and Inhumans, and that was by Peter Gillis. Writer, art was Ron Wilson and Joe Sinnott. And then What If the Submariner Never Regained His Memory? And that's also by Stephen Grant. Rich Buckler, who I love, and Bob McLeod did the art. So pretty cool find. And then I picked up all of it. So a bundle of the Avenging Spider-Man. So this is the first, what did I get? 5 issues? 6 issues. 6 issues. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can, there you go. All 6 issues. Let's see. So this came out in 2012. The writer is Zeb Wellis. The art is Joe Madureira, and covers Joe Madureira and Aaron Lucen for 1. 2, the covers Ed McGuinness. Let's see, so 1, and then 2 was Ed McGuinness, did the cover, same writer and art inside. 3 was another Joe Madureira, and then 4 was Greg Land and Justin Ponzer did the cover, and Greg Land and Jay Lester did the art inside. Number 5, this one was dedicated to Joe Simon, which I think was pretty cool. This is, again, 2012. Zeb Wellis was the writer. Lionel Francis Yu and Jerry Lingulon did the art inside, and the covers Lionel Francis Yu. 1 through 5, so all of those previous issues and this one takes place between Avengers Volume 4, number 18 and 19. So it's actually between those 2 issues, all 5 of those happen. And then issue 5, this is Mark Waid and Greg Rucka took over the writing, and then the art's Marco Cicchetto. The cover's Steve McNevin, and this is part of the Omega event. So all 5 or all 6, and I picked them up for. They auctioned them, so they do an auction with a 1 minute. Was 3-minute auction, and then they do a 1 minute soft close, and I think they started the bid at 20, and no, they didn't start at 20. They started lower than that, but it got up to 23, and then the audience started talking about, so they had meant, while it was going on, they were putting out other books from somebody else and stuff, and they started talking, and they kind of like, as they're talking and the people are responding to what they're saying, bidding stopped on it. And I just sat quietly going, I'm going to pick that all up for $23. That's a pretty good deal. And I did. So that was pretty awesome. That does happen sometimes. And I've gotten some really cool books for very little because they do an auction and then people are talking. Maybe it's not even like something they're really wanting, but they're interested. And I end up picking stuff up pretty inexpensive. So that's pretty cool. That's it. That's all I got. We'll be coming back at you with another comic haul shortly. Watch out for my next comic shout out. I did one last weekend. I'm going to do another one this weekend. So yeah. And then of course the TNA show will be on tomorrow. So, we'll see what all I get. If I bid on anything at all. We'll see how it goes. I guess that's it for now, and more coming at you. You guys be good. Take care of each other.